So the opening lineup for the Suns. D in at shooting guard. Markieff Morris is out there with Warren. Then there's Brandon Knight, and it's Chandler in at the 5, roaming the paint. And so it's the Suns getting on the board first. Here's Harris. No good. D passes to Chandler. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. First trip to the line for him here.
And at 78%, he's been a consistent shooter at the line for them all season long.
Guys, I like that this is a part of his game that has really been consistent this year.
Chandler hits them both. Here's Beverly. Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Thank you, Kevin. The head coach for Orlando gave me a few minutes to catch up with him. He told me that they'll have their work cut out for them looking to score inside with the elite shot blocker and defender Tyson Chandler patrolling the paint. He said he was the defensive player of the year for a reason. He's got length, mobility, toughness, and the want to. He brings effort and communication defensively, and you can't forget about him at the other end either. An improved shooter, and he can definitely finish. Kevin, a ton of respect for what Chandler brings to the table.
Thank you, Doris. Beverly against Knight. Here's D. And the dunk by Chandler.
And gobbled up that rebound and went straight into attack mode on the putback.
Oof, he is one of the most determined rebounders, Clark, we have got in the NBA.
Yeah, you're calling it right, Kevin. I mean, he gets so many second chance points because of how hard he works to get to the rebound.
Now, here is Knight. Victor Oladipo unable to get his last shot to go. No good from D. Beverly against Knight. Shot by Gordon, wide open. Off target from outside.
Oh, that's got to be deflating and disappointing to miss a wide open shot like that right in your wheelhouse.
D, guarded by Harris. The dish to Morris. Plays it up and banks it in. Morris has got his first points of the game.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
Knight against Beverly. And the foul called on Brandon Knight. That is his first foul of the game.
Man, it's close, but, you know, didn't get on balance quick enough.
Yeah, and as quick as players are at this level, in this day and age, I mean, you've got to be perfect in your anticipation to draw the charge.
Vucevic with the bucket.
Defensively, that possession better not start a trend because they just handed him 2 points.
Morris a screen. Pass to D. To the wing right side. Shot clock at 6. From the line. Here's Chandler, and he jams it with authority.
And a few more points tacked on to their lead in the cruelest way possible.
You're right. Yeah, those putback jams sting, don't they? My goodness.
Yeah, they really hurt you. I mean, the defense forces a miss and then can't rebound it and finish off the defense. They're hanging their heads in their chest now.
Here's Harris. The Suns getting the bucket. Oladipo misses.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
Warren the pass to D. Hits the jump hook.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
Quality looks they're getting, and they're capitalizing on them, guys. They have to be happy with this start offensively.
And the basket by Harris.
And that's not nearly the kind of defense that's going to prevent a player of his ability from scoring. Ooh, that's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
And, you know, that lead's only going to grow if they're not prepared to defend a little more staunchly than that.
All right, a chance to check out numbers for Oladipo. This last month, he is positive for this team. He's around 14 points per game.
Orlando trailing here. There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. Beverly dishes to Fry. And it's all evened up.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a terrific look.
Yeah, I like the fact that the setup was good, the screen was solid, but you also have to look at the fact that the defender didn't do his job as well as he could have.
The shot's good from D. Leonard with no one around. Tried to come right back with the three of his own, but it's no good. The first quarter all wrapped up, and it's been an exciting game so far. Suns lead by 3. 2K Sports, back in a moment from the... And let's hear from Tyson Chandler. He talked about what he brings to this team. Chandler has long been the kind of player all coaches want on their team. He's the definition, Greg, of an unselfish player who doesn't care about his ego or his stats.
And he knows that and prides himself on it. That also makes him the kind of player his teammates appreciate so much because they know nobody wins any rings without a guy like Tyson Chandler on the team.
Well, up to this point, a closely contested game as we start the second quarter. Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for the Suns.
You know, they've done a great job of getting a hand up on shooters. Actually have gotten a lot of blocks as well, solidifying that defensive effort.
Yeah, also, though, they've done a good job of pounding the offensive glass for second chance points.
Moment here now for an injury report. We've got a chance to check up now on Victor Oladipo's status. Doris?
Gentlemen, the head athletic trainer for Orlando provided some information. It doesn't seem like too drastic of an injury. If he were to miss significant time, it would really hurt this team that depends on him for so many things. Guys, time will tell.
Thank you, Doris. Boy, you always hate to see anyone ever deal with any sort of injury.
And almost for every player, it's inevitable. I mean, injuries are going to happen no matter how well you take care of yourself.
And let's just hope the rehab process doesn't drag on any longer than it has to.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. On the court for Orlando, we've got Patrick Beverly, Channing Frye out there with Myers Leonard. Then there's Tobias Harris, and it's Hazonia in at the 2 spot. Okay, well, let's check in with Doris Burke reporting from our sideline in this game. Doris, take it away.
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Cavaliers had a huge game. He dropped in 32 points, and in addition to his scoring, he also came away with a season high for rebounds. A truly dominating game from him in what was hopefully a sign of things to come. At least that's how the franchise is thinking, guys.
All right, thanks, Doris. He's got a lot of positives to take away from that game.
He really does. It was one of his better performances, and that's saying something because we've seen this guy have a lot of good ones.
And you'd have to imagine that he'll be out to build on it, to go one better here tonight.
Shot is no good. Great D that time from Leonard. Fast break. Here come the Magic. Harris has got the ball. Plays it up and in off the pretty assist. Harris has got his second bucket of the night.
No doubt that is within his range.
Well, I would hope so. He's a pro, and it was only a 1-footer. Come on now.
And how is the light shaping up, guys? Well, let's take a moment here to check it out. Now that the mid-season grind is well underway, you take a look at the Thunder, earning the first-place position with a terrific record, and we've seen them perform splendidly pretty much all season long so far, and they're definitely the team to beat. And, of course, Phoenix just way behind.
And I think for the Suns, they've basically lived up to the expectations so far this season, and that's not really good news for their fan base because those expectations only had them on the brink of the playoffs.
Yeah, which is exactly where they are right now. It's not too late for them to make that kind of emphatic late push that turns a season from average to excellent.
And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing. The Magic shooting their third and fourth free throw shots of the night. And the first one drops. The Suns making the switch here. Smith has checked in. And both free throws good for Gordon. The Suns leading. Knight passes to D. And for those of you just joining us, we're in the second quarter with about 3 minutes gone by. He dents the rim with a two-handed slam. Wow.
And that's how it's done. I mean, find that hole in the D and then go hard to the rack.
Maybe that hole was a little bigger than it should have been.
Well, it was. I mean, a tight game like this one, you'd think they'd have a little more energy at the defensive end than that.
In the corner, it's Gordon. That one's good from the corner. Closing in on 4 minutes played here in the second quarter. Screen by Smith.
Move the ball.
Out tonight. D defended by Gordon. Clock is at 3. Here's D. Orlando grabs the miss. Fresh from a win against Portland.
And believe it or not, it wasn't the stars that led the charge for them in that win. It was about the role players. I mean, the guys who they don't usually count on for the lion's share of their points came through.
Guys, simply a complete team performance, and road wins where everybody contributes really can galvanize a team and bring it together.
And he's just going all out to get the second chance points. Just a terrific finish.
There was no one that was going to prevent MGA from converting that one.
Well, clearly this is the kind of game that could come down to 1 or 2 plays, and he wants to be the guy to make those plays.
Pick by Vucevic. Here's Azania. Lays it in without an inch of room around him. Now it's a 3-point Magic lead. And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for the Magic.
They've come out in attack mode on the defensive end. They've applied pressure and forcing turnovers.
Another big aspect of their game tonight has been the fast break, transition opportunities. They're really keeping it up tempo so far.
Lenz checked in for Phoenix. And the pass to Azania. Here's Vucevic. His second shot goes in, off to a good start, 2 for 2. Suns trail by 5. Pass to D. To end the run. And there's the rebound by Dedmon.
Not able to find it here in the second. He's off stride and off track just a bit after that one he had earlier.
And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. Will go to the line. It's going to be on. The Magic shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. That free throw, no good. Eric Bledsoe's checked in for D. The clock runs out.
You guys had the lead after the first, but now find yourselves behind. What's the mindset of this team heading into the break?
I think we're still upbeat. We would like to have a stronger second quarter, but we know there's a lot of games left. Hopefully we can get back to how we started the game.
Welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. More action in store as the players get ready to go. Having a nice break to get hydrated with Gatorade. Freak really making a difference here.
Yeah, he was in attack mode from the word go. Came out very aggressively in that first half.
Take a look at his shot chart. It looks like the ink spilled right at the rim. No reason for him to settle for anything less.
And on the floor for Jeff Hornacek starting the second half. D in a 2-guard. Chandler out there with Markieff Morris. Then there's Brandon Knight, and it's Warren in at the 3 spot. Now here is Harris. He's tightly guarded. Just 5 to shoot. Off target with his 3. Suns trail by 10. Knight passes to D. Over in the corner, Warren. Here's Morris. The shot is off. And Orlando the other way now. This game against Phoenix here, it's the first look at the Suns.
And this is the first of 2 games between the two East.